And then they come out to find out that they've done all this other horrible shit, which is another good point, dude, of like human beings are way deeper and more, 3D than how people are usually portrayed. Like, somebody, if you do something either monumentally good or monumentally bad, you'll be forever known for that. You know what I mean? And that's not who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because you did like one thing or, you know what I mean? Human beings are far more complex than that. And to just like dismiss somebody as because you don't understand their motives as like evil or crazy,
right,
is just intellectually lazy. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It doesn't give like the full broad picture of like, well, all these other things too. Cause
I can't remember his first name, but Mr. Nobel.
Yeah.
Right?
Perfect example.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy from the Nobel Peace Prize who also invented dynamite. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, Russell Brand has a really stand-up comedian from Joliet, England, and also like spiritual guru. He had a really good stand-up special called Messiah or Messiah Complex or something like that, where he basically talks about some of the people who we hold to the highest standards.
Yeah,
and or just cultural icons, you know what I mean? Like MLK, Martin, and Jesus and frickin', Gandhi and all these people and stuff. And basically he shows that like, look at all this good stuff they did, but they also were human beings who were faulty, who did not super awesome things.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Just like we talked about in the very first episode, in the very first phase, you mentioned like Thomas Jefferson,
helped write the best document known to man to help liberate freaking like, and be a symbol of liberation that would like echo through eternity. Also owned human beings.
Right.
That's also another dichotomy that I've noticed recently with the Kobe Bryant thing that happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good
example.
Obviously since he just died in a horrible way and under horrible circumstances.
With his daughter and
oh my God. And like his friends and their fucking kid.
Their kids,
and like, dude, it's pretty much the most horrible thing ever. And like almost immediately after too, one of these like journalists, quote unquote, literally the hour after the news he died, posted the story about like, well, we're just gonna give like a more complete version of like his whole life or whatever. Where basically they were just gonna throw that story from like 17 years ago, about him in Colorado with that one chick who had like 9 different dudes seed in her. You know what I mean? Which doesn't freaking necessarily mean that things did or did not happen, but. At least to me, it was one of those things like, well, dude, you're going to judge this entire guy's like life. First of all, he just died. Can we have 5 minutes to freaking mourn this dude's like passing and not make it just about this dude and then maybe about the other people who died too and not about like the Lakers and what they're going to, do from now on and stuff like that. And the guy never had like another thing that happened after that. You know what I mean? It's not like he was his past was like checkered with all this like horrible activity and stuff like that.
He's no R. Kelly.
No, thank God. Right. And it's I don't know, people just want to just shit on people no matter what. Like, did you hear what happened with Ari Shaffir, the comedian that's like Joe Rogan's buddy?
Let's stay on Kobe Bryant for a second.
Well, he talks about that.
Okay, go on.
He basically just shits on freaking Kobe and saying that like the guy who forgot to gas up the chopper is his hero and like hashtag fuck the Lakers and like
that's a little
died
far,
27 years too late or something like that and stuff. And you're like, bro, this isn't about the Lakers. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is about like a dude whose daughter and also their friends were like died in a fucking weird helicopter crash.
It's interesting that you say that and you take that stance because I see your point. Like what makes this a little more complicated is that we mentioned the fact that children also died there too. It wasn't just him by himself.
And that's kind of my point. It would be totally different if it was just like him who died by himself for whatever reason. I think a lot more people would be like, okay, maybe it's okay to bring up like some shit in his past, like after the first hour, I guess.
Right. But it's interesting that you said that, especially because you just earlier were talking about people are 3-dimensional and everything, and you need to get a more complete picture of the person.
Right. Context.
So I don't think that not mentioning it is good, and I don't think that making it the focus is good either.
Right. Where's that happy like balance in the middle?
Yeah. Like you definitely, I am all for women's rights and standing up for like sexual assault victims and everything, of course.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's a tough line to walk.
And the thing that I was saying earlier about that, it doesn't like, because I was having this discussion with somebody and I mentioned the exact same thing that I did earlier about like freaking the reliability of the testimony of the person.
The rest of the story.
Yeah. He brought up the really good point of saying like, oh, okay, well, because of this like fact or whatever that she was clearly with like a bunch of other dudes, does that like negate her story? I'm like, no. Dude, of course not, dude. Which would be foolish to say yes or whatever. You know what I mean? Obviously, like we were just saying, every piece of detailed information needs to be brought about in order to create like a contextual full view of everything. I don't know. It was just one of those things that I feel like the Me Too movement like missed him because of the decade, and now people were kind of trying to like retroactively shame him under the umbrella of the Me Too. And I didn't know if that was like, I don't know if I was supremely happy about that or whatever, which doesn't really matter.
It does bring a good point, because now you're kind of thinking, how are we going to treat everybody else who dies? Are we going to bring up all their skeletons right when they die?
Right. And how long do we wait? Like, is there like an official time? Like when you make the joke, about things and they're like, ooh, too soon. Yeah, exactly. And you're like, okay, well, how soon is not too soon now? So I totally understand that, and it's for the sake of comedy.
And you also have to think too. We're two dudes. We've never been assaulted. No, I don't think you have. I haven't. So
no, I totally have.
Have you?
Yeah, sexually and regular.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
Yeah, I've been physically assaulted too. I'm just saying, like, we can't really speak of it in the same angle, but
it was definitely not by like a multimillionaire basketball player. That's for sure. Oh man, if it would. Oh man. Payday ticket.
That's such a dude thing to say, Drew.
I know, right?
Like, I wish someone would rate me.
If I'm gonna get molested, I want to be somebody who has lots of money. Somehow that'll make it better.
You're a terrible person.
You don't have to have any of that in there.
I mean, I hate to be this both sides guy, but I see both sides of it.
I think I already said
it. I don't think you should make it the focus, but I don't think you should ignore it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, dude, if it's a big problem, then like you would think that like it would happen often. There'd be like, hey, this is like a pattern and that kind of a thing where it's like, dude, it's one like spurious allegation that was already settled out of court.
Right.
17 years ago. I don't know. Like, is that really worth like bringing it up the hour that he fucking died? Well, I don't know. Like, who am I? I'm not a fucking journalist. I don't know. I'm not.
So it was a lot more credible than like say accusations. And I'm not trying to be that person that's just like, don't believe anybody. But
I don't even remember most of all the details except for a handful of things that I can't even remember.
That's not my point. I'm saying that people get raked over the coals over accusations. I think really comes with people who then jump down like the journalists' throats who are pointing out that sort of thing. Then they take it too far. It's just basically outrage culture.
Yeah. Well, yes, it's cancel culture with outrage culture. Yeah. Totally. It's everybody should just chill out. It's that would fix both those two problems, the cancel culture and the outrage culture. It's like, just relax, dude. Like, you're not holier than thou, and this isn't the worst possible thing that's ever happened.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 3 dimensions. Look in all 3 dimensions.
Far better than 2.